My name is Heather Beener, and I farm a little south of Millette, South Dakota. We farm corn and soybeans here, and we are a no-till operation. We do variable rate planting and prescription fertilizer as well. And my farm, some of the ground I'm a fourth generation farmer, some of it my great-grandfather farmed. And I'm continuing that legacy and trying to be a good steward for the land that God's given me to take care of. I'm pretty much the farm manager, and I pretty much do anything that needs to be done. I took over the operation from my father, and it was the two of us for a number of years, and by the time he was pretty much mostly retired, I did everything, planting, the spraying, combining, marketing, input mine. I can do it all. And Dad was pretty much out of it. And then last year my husband resigned from his full-time job in town, and he came home to work on the farm as well. So now it's my husband and I. After college, I ended up going to law school, and then I ended up in the Air Force on active duty. I was on active duty for 12 years, and at that point my mom's health had gotten kind of bad, and my dad was looking for an answer on what to do with the farm. So we took a couple years and we looked at the option of my coming home to take over the farm, and that's what I ultimately did in 2011. I transferred to the Air Force Reserves and came home to take over the farm. To allow myself to have some time with my mom before she died, and then to give my father the chance to ultimately retire, and he's pretty much semi-retired now. In addition, at about that time when I came off active duty, I had met a guy, and became my husband. So when I came home to farm, we got married that summer, and he worked full-time in town then until last year. We have one son. He's 7 years old. His specialty is Legos, and sometimes he wants to be an astronaut, other days he wants to be a farmer. We'll see how that goes. My time in the Air Force and my legal background make me pretty analytical, and I'm good with taking a situation and kind of taking it apart and analyzing it. With my legal background, it makes some things on the farm a little easier. Just, sometimes it's paperwork or the legalities or things like that. So I serve on the South Dakota Soybean Council, which is the checkoff board. I also serve on the board of directors for Integra Cooperative. I'm also a regional council representative for Land O'Lakes Cooperative, along with some other things here and there. And I think those kind of service opportunities are very important. Farmers and growers and people who live in rural areas, they need to serve, whether it's your county commission or your school board or agriculture boards like I do. Those kind of service opportunities are essential to keep our rural way of life going. One of the things I also focus on is the strength and the specific talents that females can bring to operations like either the farm or in the boardroom. We think differently, and we bring a different perspective. And I know the guys who serve on boards with me kind of like that, because they'll say, hey Heather, what do you think of this? And sometimes they are specifically looking for a female perspective. I wanted to raise a family in a place that has everything that we have. It has meaning, and it has tradition, and it has this longevity to it, and it has this beauty that you just don't get in a city or in a more urban area. I tell women who are interested in getting involved in any facet of agriculture is figure out what you enjoy and figure out the part that you like and your skill set and where your strengths are at. You could go get an agronomy degree, but if you're not good at agronomy, it won't matter. So work on where your strengths are and how you feel you can leverage them for whatever operation you end up in. So it's do your research, intern, get out there and see what the opportunities are. And especially if I'm talking to college-aged, women or ones who are just trying to start out, there's so many opportunities in agriculture that are just beyond running a tractor or actually working on the farm. And you just got to get out there and get exposed to them and see what they are. And so it's learn. It's take your time and see what's there, and then see where your strengths are and marry the two together.